My name is Rio Drop. I'm a Dutch artist and I live in Örebro in Sweden. I mostly work with sculpture, but I'm not limited to that. And at this moment I'm working with installation. Oftentimes I work with the creation of speculative narratives. The concept for this residency, I set out with an interest in the idea of the zero waste efforts that the factories are pushing at this moment, and the municipality as well. So I was really curious to understand what does this really mean, this zero waste, because of course you can look up the definition or listen to what the factories are telling us, but my curiosity was mostly about what does it really mean for the people who are either working in the factories or living in the neighborhoods of Guimarães, or mostly actually what does it mean for the landscape. So I noticed that as soon as I arrived here, everybody was speaking of the landscape. I had already noticed earlier on during the research at home that people oftentimes speak of territory. And here I had the same question, what does territory mean for the people in Guimarães? Because I figured out that this is a very different concept in different regions, in this case Europe. So the materials that I'm using right now are mostly leftovers from the industry, the textile industry. So they are the cuttings from the weavings that they are making. So I got like 6 or 7 large bags of leftovers that they kept for me. With these textile cuttings, I want to create some sort of artificial landscape, and I am investigating what the interconnectedness is of the landscape, the people and the industry. How are they affecting each other? Well, it's difficult to reach any conclusion in the short period that the residency lasts. But I must say I've learned incredibly much about the landscape, the people, the realities of this territory. We started out this residency by visiting factories and by having workshops. And the factories, the visits made me understand the reality of the territory a lot better. It was really difficult to really understand what it would be really like here from distance at home when I was trying to research this. This was interesting to me. The kind of narrative that you are presented with through text, which you can find online, or for example, websites of certain players in the industry. The information that you find there is very curated. And then during the visits of the factories, I noticed the same. Of course, there was a lot more openness. We were there, we were on location, we could ask the questions, speak directly, but still it was quite a curated narrative that we were encountering there. I noticed that something in my research was still missing, and that was the actual stories of the people who are living here in Guimarães. I'm aiming to implement those stories of the people in Guimarães through interviewing them, listening to them, meeting locals who know what it's like to live close by the river who has had a big impact on the industry and the industry on the river, and thereby also on the people who are living in this territory. So I want to hear firsthand from them what has it been like to live in such close relationship to industry and nature at the same time. It showed to be a lot more difficult than I expected to speak with the people. So there was always the need of a translator, and also since the residency was a relatively short time, it's also hard to find people who have the time or the willingness to meet up. The curatorial concept of cycles, this is what inspired me to think about zero waste and about recycling and reusing the materials that already exist. But during the residency, I think I shifted more towards the idea of cycles in nature and cycles of influence, you could say. So the influence of the nature, the industry, and the people on each other. Thanks to this experience with magic carpets, I could break open my usual process of art making and especially work a lot faster, thanks to the help of the producers, the curators, who have so many connections and who understand the culture here and could create connections which I would have never been able to create myself. Also, the residency challenged me to work with different materials. So I've been working with the sound for the first time. I've been wanting to implement that in my installations for a long time. So I was really happy to get the chance to do that through the residency.